All right, this is in the news segment for the 27th of March, 2014. My name is Michael DeSilvis, and I want to give you some upcoming updates. We're gonna review this MiFi device here from AT&T. It's a fingerprint magnet. There, it's better. And we'll review that coming up on the 14th of April, because that's when I'm going to activate it. And we'll show you how to use that if you don't have it. We'll give you a review. It's from AT&T because that's who I'm with. And we'll tell you all about the good things about it. If you have a MyShare plan, you can actually just add it on for $20 more a month, because what it does is it uses all your data, if you're familiar with that. And if you're using some of the data pool to use that as your MiFi for your wireless data, you can use that for when your internet goes down with your service provider, or you can use it when you're away from home, and that's what the convenience of a MiFi is for. So, there are a lot of good things about it, but just to tell you that'll be on the 14th of April. Okay, so if you can hold tight for that, we'll give you an update, a review on that product. Also, drink a lot of water and wash your hands, because the flu is really going around in a lot of states. It's really crucial in our state. Just about everybody I know has it or is coming down with it right now. It's really bad. We had a real cold winter, and a lot of people are inside, so that probably has a lot to do with why it's spreading and incubating so much. Not opening up the windows in your home. Do me a favor. When it gets to be 68 degrees tomorrow and near 70 degrees, or lower 70s on Saturday, open your windows up during the day. Just promise me you will. The trees haven't fully bloomed yet, so there's not a lot of pollen in the air. So open those windows up while you can before the pollen comes, then you'll have to turn on the air. But the thing is, you can open the windows up now, and it's pretty clean, and then just close them at night, because it will be in the 40s, so it will get mighty cold in there, in your place, so you might want to close them up during the night. So anyway, be in prayer for us, and be in prayer for the New Hunter Church of Christ ministry, and I hope that people will help us so we can raise money to get $2,000 for a storage nest that we do need. Like I said, it did die on Monday, and if you feel moved to donate money or support by showing your support by subscribing down below this video is a subscribe button. Just click on it, and then also tell your friends, and also buy our products. The lanterns for $65, the one I talked about. I showed you that. The cans of air for $10. The bags of electronic micro wipes that you can use on all your electronics, and even things like that aren't electronics. You can even use it on your bathroom mirror, TVs, and more for $6.50 a package. And see, every time you buy that, we make $3.14 profit, which goes towards our ministry here. And also, if you just want to send in a donation too, like somebody's going to do, they're going to send us some money next week. You can do that too. Churches, you can send us money. Our address is, if you don't have it already, because we give it just about almost every time. If you want to make a donation, we accept all major credit cards. Or if you want to just send money or a check in the mail, if you're a church, just send it to 7110 New Hunter Road, apartment 423, Mechanicsville, Virginia 23111. And just say it's for the ministry, for the Freedom Network channel, or for the ministry, and we'll make sure it all goes there. And thank you for all those who do help us out immensely, really. I mean that from my heart, folks. I really do. And, God be with you and bless you in this time of uncertainty, but don't get scared and stop living. Keep doing what you're supposed to do. See, that's what a lot of people did back in the Bible, because they thought Jesus, when he was getting ready to leave, they thought he was immediately going to return. He is going to return, but they thought he was going to return then. They sold everything they had and stopped living. And that's what Jesus does not want you to do. He wants you to do everything that you can do until he does return. And when he does return, you just keep doing what you're doing until that happens, till that hour comes. Don't give up your stuff. Keep serving the Lord. Keep doing your ministry. Keep serving him faithfully and being faithful and helping people and helping yourself and sharing the gospel with others and, edifying people, lifting people up, giving people encouragement when they need it. Those kinds of things go a long ways in the kingdom of heaven and in the Lord's eyes, and that's what the Lord looks at, because that's what love is, and that's what salvation is. When you do love, you get salvation, and you also produce spiritual fruit, which are the Beatitudes, by the way, in Matthew 5, verses 1 through 12. Read those, and that will tell you what those are. And essentially, that's the kind of fruit of spirit that you should have. It's only one fruit. It's not fruits of spirit, because that's incorrect. All these should be attributed in your spirit, and people should be able to see that, emulate it from the outside, so people can tell that something's different about you, and they can tell that the Lord is in you, and acclimated in you through the Holy Spirit dwelling in you. So this is the fruit of Spirit. That's the fruit that we were talking about. So look at Revelation. Look at that. We talked about Sardis. Some people pronounce it Sardis or Sardis. The church there in Sardis, and we talked about how they were spiritually dead, how they were alive and doing everything right, but they just weren't doing it with the right motives, or they weren't doing it they weren't alive spiritually. They met for worship. They did mostly everything right, but it just wasn't perfect in front of God. That's what we talked about last night in our Wednesday night Bible discussion here at New Hunter Church of Christ. And you are welcome to come here to worship with us live when we do our recordings. We won't show you on the air if you don't want to be on there, but if you do, just let me know before I start recording, and I won't record you, okay? Or at least try not to get you on the tape. But if you do come, you won't be on the tape, because mainly all it sees is me. But sometimes I will move the camera around the room so people can see. But anyway, just pray for our country, pray for the nation, pray for the parents and families that lost their loved ones on Flight 370. And, by the way, I want to give you an update, because this isn't a news segment, too, spiritual and other news, too, general, that's going on in real life, what's going on right now, as well as what God is doing. But I want to tell you things about, they did find around 130 some objects underneath the ocean that appear to be metal, metallic in nature. However, it's over a 500 square yard area. That's a huge area to look, That's bigger than the state of New York, So, that's a huge area. So, you take the whole area of New York combined, it's a lot bigger than that. So, it's a lot of area to cover in the southern Indian Ocean. So, it's good they found that, but as far as people, they don't know if they're going to find any of those yet. But they probably will find some remains. But, a lot of fish may have, done their thing on them, so they may not find much of anything. But anyway, just pray for the families for that. And please pray for the churches, and pray for the leaders and ministers, and pray for me too as a minister. And please help that people in other churches will come together to help me to get the storage nets and other things that I need to continue doing my ministry online, as well as serving the Lord and be able to do it here. We need a sound system. We need, a tablet. It'd be nice to have a 12-inch tablet so I could look at my Bible notes and everything on the screen in front of me. And then I could use a laptop as another source to look at other things too. And then, we need, there's a lot of things we need, and I've talked about it. But if you all can help out, you can send the stuff in or send the monies for it. And don't worry, I'll use it for that. I don't fraud people. I'm very honest. It's the only way I know how to operate. And anyone that truly knows me knows that when I do something, I really do what I say I'm going to do and what I set out to do. And I don't give up until I can get it done. And if there's an obstacle, I find a way to get around it legally and rightfully so it can still be done. So anyway, just pray for us and pray for everyone else, and help everybody put a hedge of protection. The Lord puts a hedge of protection around me and everyone else that's doing the work of God, and even the children that are serving the Lord, and keep us all safe in school and even in our towns, because there's a lot of crazy things going on. And not to scare you, but they are. And just be really praying on your knees a lot. And keep praying. All right? So I'll see you tomorrow with another update. And, of course, be on the lookout for these alerts. Like I said, it's possible they may strike New York. They may strike Georgia. That's on the list. I didn't say all the areas yesterday when I reported that, or Tuesday, or was it yesterday? I didn't say all the areas on there. Some of the areas have been publicly known, but there's a lot of areas that have not been disclosed. So, any area in the United States is vulnerable for an attack of a nuke being snuck in there. But New York seems to be, more sources confirm New York would be the place where one would be set off, more likely. In California, possibly Austin, Texas, where there's big cities is where these things possibly would be set off. I don't know if they would all be set off at the same time, but they publicly brag about it. New World, the fascists that are in the New World Order have bragged about it, wrote about it. It's in the white papers in the Army. There's helicopters flying over areas. Why do you think they're doing that? They're rehearsing for a drill for something like this to happen. That's why they're flying over your area, in case when it does happen in an area, then they know how to get you out, to send you off to a FEMA camp and a re-education camp. So I'm just letting you know, we need to pray for our country and really pray for the people in all these branches of government that are good to rise up against these people that are bad. They're trying to overthrow our freedom and our open nation our free nation that we have, and they're trying to make it all martial law, and we don't want that, because that's where you lose. When you lose liberty, you lose freedom, and then when you lose freedom, you have tyranny, and you have dictatorship, and you have fascism, and we don't want that. So, we want freedom, enterprise, because that's what makes prosperity. That's what makes things go. Remember, like I always said, if you don't use your freedoms, you will lose them. Remember, this is Michael DeSilvas, Evangelist Michael at New Hunter Church of Christ, but also Michael DeSilvas here for the news segment for March 27th, 2014. I'll see you tomorrow and hit you up with another update. Remember, do your thing down below if you love us, and share us with other people. Thanks for all those who help us. See you later. Bye for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.